Hello, hello. If you are watching, welcome. My name is Vivian. I'm going to be talking about 5 things that I wish I knew before starting a weight loss medication. I have been on a GLP-1 since January. It's about to be my 1-year anniversary. I started off with the brand Mounjaro and I have since switched over to the compound form. The brand comes in a pen like this and the compound comes in a vial and you draw it up with a syringe just like this one. So let's go ahead and get started. The first one that I'm going to be talking about is side effects. Side effects are something that really scared me in the beginning, and I wish that it hadn't because I was seeing and hearing a lot of other people's stories, and I was like, well, it could go one of two ways for me. It's either going to go pretty bad or maybe not as bad. I don't know unless I try, and I'm not going to know until I, start and get into the process. So I did a lot of research and I did, of course, research on all these side effects, and I was very familiar with the most common ones, which is nausea, constipation, diarrhea, and things like that. That's probably what you will see if you get the medication. It's on like the little leaflet that comes with it. And yeah, I did experience all of those very mildly. It's not to scare anybody, but I wish that I hadn't been so scared because, guys, the first month for me, it went so well. I don't think I really had any of them like that. It wasn't until the second month that I started experiencing those side effects, but my first month went so well. It went so smooth. That's probably my favorite month from my entire journey. But my first month went amazing. And I've actually had people tell me that they start on the medication and they don't have any side effects at all. So that is something to note. Not everybody gets the side effects. Number 2 is going to be the needle pain, to be specific. I know that a lot of people are scared about the needle. I am too. I have like a very tiny tattoo that was a long time ago. I go and get my vaccines. I get, what I need to. But other than that, I'm not familiar with needles. I've never gotten a injection that I didn't absolutely need and that wasn't required. So the thing about this, and I'm actually going to show you this one. Oh, I think on my pen here, I'm not sure if you can, I don't know how well I'm going to be able to focus, but if you can see the needle in there, let me try and get closer. If you can see the needle, it is so tiny, guys, and it is actually very, very thin. Sorry, I'm trying to focus it, but the point is that's how it looks for the brand names, right? And then this is going to be for the syringe. There it goes. It's very tiny and it's very short. When people think of an injection, I feel like most of us will think of like a really long and really thick needle, but it does not hurt. There have been maybe very few times that I can count on one hand that it has ever like stung a little bit, that I've ever had like some sort of like a little bit of a reaction. It's very, very rare. The needle does not hurt. When I first started, I started off with the brand again, and my fiance did it for me. He did my first one for me, and it was in my thigh. So if you have somebody to help you out, I would absolutely recommend asking for help. If you are scared like me, guys, I was like breathing really hard. I had a lot of anxiety. I was very nervous. I get like shivers. I get very freaked out. But after it happened, I was like, that was not bad at all. It got to a point where I was able to do all of my shots by myself. And especially when I had to transition over to the compound, this was really scary for me. This was scarier than the pens. Now it's the other way around. I'm more scared of the pens than I am of the syringe. My pharmacist was also doing it for me when I had to transition over to the compound. She was doing it for me because I work at a pharmacy, so I would take it to my job and she would do everything for me since she's very familiar with giving vaccines and things like that. And she would do it in my arm. I had only done thigh the entire time for the entire beginning of my journey, but since I had to have her do my medication for me, I switched to my arm because I didn't want to be like taking my pants off at work and for her to have to do it in my thigh. So I was like, this is just going to be easier. And then it got to a point where I couldn't have her do it, I couldn't rely on her to do every single one of my injections. So I had to learn how to do it on my own. And I loved the arm. I loved the arm. When I switched to the arm, I loved it, and I wanted to stick with my arm. So I had to learn how to, I would get like a pillow, pretend this is a pillow, put it under my arm, and then kind of like move, my arm fat over to the side. And now I'm able to do it very easily. I just kind of stick it in there, and it's really quick. Super painless. If you are scared of the needle, do not be afraid. If you can get some help, get somebody to help you. Number 3, vitamins and supplements. Guys, I wish that I started a very, very long time ago and gotten ahead on my vitamins and my supplement. Before starting my journey, I had already dealt with constipation and things like that. And when starting this medication, it did get worse. It was like to the point where I was like, crap, I need something. This is like, I'm not saying it in a super extreme way. It got worse. So I finally found a probiotic that helped me so much. It's called a multi-enzyme probiotic, and it's the Green Valley brand. That, along with my fiber, it's the Metamucil fiber. It's like in that orange, it's the powder form, and it's in an orange container. Those 2 things helped me a lot. So get started on your vitamins and supplements. Those are my supplements to help aid with the side effects. I wish I had started on Mary Roots, the Mary Roots hair growth one to be exact. I did go through like a bit of a hair loss phase, whatever you want to call it. And it was not fun. Being in the shower, I'm sure you ladies have all experienced this when you're like washing your hair and you're kind of, and you get all that clump of hair. It got to a point where I was scared. I was so scared, guys. And a lot of people say that it could be due to, low calories. If you're not eating enough, if you're not getting enough protein, that could cause hair loss. A lot of people also say that it's not a direct side effect from the medication. So it's not to scare any of you thinking about starting, but that it could be a shock to the body. Your body is now taking a new medication, right? And that's what could be the body's response to the medication, that it could be hair shedding and things like that. So do I know what was the reason for my hair loss? I do not. I just know that it wasn't fun, but it didn't last forever. And my Mary Roots helped me so much. I had always had like thin hair growing up, and now I see a huge difference. This is not an ad. This is not paid. This is not sponsored. Mary Roots it did help me a lot. My hair strands are thicker, much thicker. My hair is shinier, and I'm growing so many baby hairs, y'all. I don't know if you can see. I put them to the side because it's so insane. Like, those don't belong. I'm growing in like new bangs, and I just have so much new growth to the point where I'm constantly having to fix my hairline because they're all, see, like this. That doesn't belong there. And that wasn't even there not that long ago. It just kind of started growing in. So get some Mary Roots, get some vitamins, collagen vitamins also helped me. I have a liquid collagen and biotin vitamin that I started that was recommended to me that helped me a lot. There's also a pill form of a hair vitamin that helped me. But to this day, I still take my Mary Roots liquid vitamin. That is the one that I'm never going to stop taking. I will probably take forever. I love it so much. It helps out so much. So that is number 3. Get started on your vitamins and supplements. Stay prepared. Also, stay prepared for the common side effects. If you want to get ahead of something like that, just think about it like this. Okay, I may come into, I may get constipation, diarrhea, get things that are going to help with all of that. Get some Zofran for nausea, for constipation, a probiotic, fiber, things like that. Ask your doctor, hey, what would you recommend for all of these things? Go out and get them, and it's just better to be safe than sorry. Okay, number 4. Number 4 is a really good one. I wish that I had known how much better I was going to feel prior to starting these medications. And again, I started in January of 2024. Yes, I had seen it on TikTok, but there was not a lot of people, not as many people as there are now, sharing their journeys. And I'm also new to YouTube, so I didn't look it up on YouTube either. And so I would see the weight loss side of it and how much it helped with losing weight, but I didn't hear all of the other benefits. Guys, my inflammation went down drastically. It helped me with energy levels as well. I think about the second or third week, I immediately felt a difference. I got a burst of energy and I didn't expect that. If you have, I know I haven't posted much here, but especially on TikTok, my videos from before and now, you can see how much the inflammation, especially on my face, my nose, that has gone down so much. It is insane. The difference is very, very insane. I wish that I knew a little bit more about like all of the other positive things on top of that. I didn't know that I just expected I'm gonna lose weight and I'm gonna take this medication and it's gonna help me. And you know, I was pre-diabetic and I was like, okay, this is kind of my goal. It's just to not be pre-diabetic anymore, right? But then, and I also at the time didn't hear much about the food noise, the silencing of the food noise. And when it happened, when all of those things happened, I was like, holy shit. Like the chemistry in my brain changed. I could feel it changing. This was something that I had never experienced before. Food noise is something that has always been so present in my entire life since I can remember. Always, always. And if you know what I'm talking, if you know, right? And so I think that that's something, if this medication, if you take out the weight loss side of it and just left all of the other benefits, I would take it for that alone. For silencing of the food noise, for helping me with energy and with inflammation. Especially as a woman around period time when it's about to be period week. Many of you ladies probably are familiar with how many cravings we get and how sluggish you can feel. And that's very normal. I take it very easy on period week. But it was especially those 2 weeks, the pre-period week and then period week. Those 2 weeks, I would always get off track before being on the medication. I would always get off track, and those were the weeks that messed me up. And so it was a constant cycle of starting all over again. There was essentially only 2 weeks out of the entire month that I could stay on track and that I felt okay. So just imagine that. Imagine being okay for 2 weeks and then the next 2 weeks, everything is shit and you have to start all over. And it was a cycle of starting over, starting again, failing, starting over. It was so hard. It was so hard. And I haven't talked much about my journey yet, and I will. I want to make a video explaining thoroughly my entire journey. But gaining 30 pounds from birth control and then going through that same starting over cycle, and it was like failing, and then some months would be okay, but then the next month would be, you know, I'm back to square one. So again, if you know, you know, it was very hard. Okay, and number five is, before starting this journey, I wish that I had known how long my journey was going to be. When I first started, I was like, I'm going to be on this medication for like 3 months. I'm going to reach my goal. I'm going to come off of this medication and that's it. We're good. We're done. Little did I know. And this kind of goes hand in hand with number 4. All of the benefits. I am not off of this medication because of the benefits, because of how much better I feel being on this medication. And the good thing is that right now I still have access. I can still afford it. So as long as I have those 2 things, I will stay on this medication for as long as I can. These medications have been out for a really long time, since 2005, I believe. There are clinical studies, there are trials that you can read. There's a lot of research that has been done. I know that is a huge concern for a lot of people. Well, how long can I be on this? Is it safe to be on it for long term? What happens if I stop? Things like, the thing is that there's no real way, especially that last one, how, you know, what happens if I stop? There's no way to truly answer that. It's going to be very different for each individual. Me personally, I am not off of it because it's a personal choice. I don't want to be, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with staying on this medication for this long. It's almost going to be a year, and I plan to be on it for as long as I can. And that sits well with me. I know for a lot of people, they can reach their goal weight, come off, and be able to maintain or even continue losing. And I think that is awesome. That is awesome. Do I know if I can maintain and continue to keep losing? I don't know. I don't want to find out. I don't want to come off of the medication. And again, it's a personal choice. I also have a lot of people that ask me, well, can I do it for 1 month? Can I do it for 2-3 months? You can. You definitely can. If you want to, go for it. Try it. But the thing is that a lot of people end up quitting within that 1, 2, 3 months, and they don't get to experience the full benefits because they probably have already stopped at the very first starting dose or like the second one. They don't even get into the second, third, fourth tier of the doses for these medications. That's one of my biggest tips, is give it time. Don't plan on just, I'm just going to do it for a month or two. It may work for some people. It might. But keep that in mind. Your journey may be longer than what you are expecting and what you are thinking. And if you want to commit to that, that is awesome. That is awesome. For me, this has been the best decision that I have made, not only for my health, but it just has improved my overall quality of life. I feel so much better. My goals are attainable now. Before, it seemed almost impossible, and I really felt like it was going to take me at least 2 years to accomplish what I have accomplished now. It felt like my body and my brain were broken. My GLP-1 hormone was broken. It was non-existent. It was not there. We can get into the way GLP-1 medications work, how GLP-1 is a hormone that we already have, how these medications work by mimicking that GLP-1 hormone that we have. We can do that in another video. If you have any questions, leave them down below. If you have any video recommendations, things that you may want me to cover, absolutely ask, and I will do my best to make that for you guys. I appreciate you so much. Please subscribe. I only have 11 subscribers. That is amazing to me, and I love that so much. I am so thankful for your continued support, and thank you so much for watching.